Hello. Hope you can hear me and see me. It's Friday night. It's nearly 9 o'clock. I'm a little bit late. It's bloody hot. I kind of fell asleep and melted a little bit. What can I say? Other than that, I've broken my microphone. Hang on. Okay, I have to sit like this today. Is everything looking all right? Yes, I think so. Can you hear me? I have a fan going in this corner because it's ridiculously hot here. If it's too loud, I was going to say if it's too loud, just switch it off. If it's too loud, tough shit. It's what it is. But we can turn it off if that is too bad. But other than that, I think we're ready to go with everything else. We've got a quiz. We've got another game to play tonight. We have benched Answer Smash for one more week after the resounding success that was Dingbats last week, so we might have another go at that later. But it's bloody toasty here in the UK. I don't know what it's like everyone else. Texans, I feel your pain. It's like this all the time. So I am severely underhydrated, so I'm taking a hydration break straight away. We're going in with Gecko Mexican Salt and Lime Lager. Meh. It's fine. It's wet. It'll do. I started the stream a little bit late because I was a wee bit behind. I have done some things this week. I've upgraded my camera. So we're now, I was about to say, so I've upgraded this camera because I've retired the one that used to do this, and now it's focusing on Brian, because who wants to see me? If I do this, will it focus on me? Brilliant. I'm a professional. You can see my sweaty head and all its goodness. If I do that, it might focus on me a little bit. There we go. Phew. So yes, I bought myself a new toy. I've got a new camera and a new mic. So I've been messing around with that, trying to get some stuff sorted, which means I've upgraded this camera. And I've sold the bottom camera to help pay for some of this one. So I've been messing around with it, trying to get it to work, and obviously didn't do very well. But it should look better because it's on a prime lens. So whether that makes a difference if I'm just going to constantly knock it over and stuff, who knows? We shall see. Mandy says, it is sweltering in Hampshire. That's the first message I can see because I missed all the earlier ones. Tell Brian to stop messing with you. It wasn't Brian's fault this time. I must admit, it was all me. 36 degrees today for Lee. I think we got a high of 34.5 here in Sheffield, which is enough. Audio good, thank you. Good. The carbonation sounded light on that one. It does as well. What a connoisseur you are, Stephen. It is a bit meh. Taste of generic beer. I'm sorry, good people from the Bad News Beer Company, but lovely looking tin. Meh taste. Hi from Sweden. Hiya, how we doing? Yeah, you're here. I am here. Video good as well. You look roasted. I am roasted. I have had several dips in the pool today to cool myself off. Normally, the good thing about having a fish room is the insulation works both ways. So normally the fish room is the hottest room in the house. So come winter, I'm like, oh, it's lovely and toasty down here. Come days like this, it's just very warm down here. It's kind of constant, but I made the mistake. I made the mistake of leaving the door open yesterday, and all the heat's come in, so everything's hot. I'm glad I had the epic forethought to get into discus because all my tanks are currently running at 30 degrees. It's bloody hot. I'm running fans on this tank to try and cool the water a little bit. I'm running fans on my Mbuna tank trying to cool the water a little bit, but it's fighting a losing battle. Can't hear the fan. Good. It's lovely. Yeah, so I was a little refuge in the fish room, but no, it's now caught up with the rest of the place. As you can see, I've got the door open because I've already lost that battle. I'm trying to get some of the hot air that's in here out. And hopefully when it cools down in the evening a little bit, we had mad thunderstorms this morning, so apparently we're getting some more tonight at some point. So once the cool air comes down, we can get some cool air in here a little bit, hopefully. You look extra pink. I do look a bit pink, yes. Do you not have central AC where you are, or is your fish room just not climate? Both. The fish room isn't climate controlled. The fish room is just always warm and well insulated. But air conditioning isn't really a thing for homes in the UK. It's generally not needed because this is the outlier. A few days a year of it being stupid hot. I mean, this is stupid hot. I know there's lots of things on the interwebs about, people in the UK, they moan when it gets to 30 degrees. But every time I've met an American or someone from, even Australians sometimes, who have come over for work and things like that, and they come over and they get caught in one of these heat waves, they're like, oh my God, this is the same temperature as it when I'm back home, and it's completely different. So I don't know what the scientific explanation is. I don't know whether it's because you've got AC to retreat to, that it's just different when it's so oppressive, because you can't sleep, you don't want to eat, you can't move, just reaching for something on a shelf makes you go sweat. It's not nice. It's not nice. Heat index is 40 degrees. That's bad. I stay inside at 68, which is 20. I do not like to melt. Well, you're right, Applegal. The discus fish do like the weather, so that's the only thing I can say is my heaters aren't kicking in at all, which is nice. But yeah, all my heat alarms are going off. They're all like, no, something's broken, it's too hot. And I'm like, they're not even on, so it can't be that. It's just the heat of the whole place. Lead in and you look at the temperature. Wow, there you go. It's 96 versus 36 outside, but the heat index is about 43. No more outside for me. I mean, that's ridiculous. I don't know. What's the heat index? That's a new term for me. Now Googling. Heat index is the feels like temperature. Ah, right, okay. The UK's meteorological authority, the Met Office, does not use the standard American heat index formula. Instead, they use a bespoke system called the Joint Action Group for Temperature Indices. Okay. So they say it's something like a 5-degree swing usually. So a temperature, what's this say? In the UK, summer heat waves are frequently accompanied by moist air blowing in from the continent or the Atlantic, making 30 degrees feel like 35, depending on the moisture in the air. Ah, right, okay. So what is the heat index? Oh, press the buttons. In the UK, right, now. Apparently, there's like a calculator we can use that today the feels like temperature is over 40 degrees. So if that's roughly equivalent, I can believe that. Yes, it's stupid. It's just stupid. Hey there, Fish Fam. Hello, Fish Fam. Hello, Moti Goes. I'm from South Africa. An average summer day is around 35 degrees, 8 months of the year. So funny to see people in the north complaining. It's different. All right. Shut up. It's the humidity hot places are usually. It is indeed. I think that's what we've just established. The humidity makes this oppressive. And we are famously moist. Thank you, Mandy. Especially right now, yes. The dang humidity. Anyway, enough about the weather. That's another British thing. We like to talk about the weather as much as possible. It's hot. Let's just say that. I think that's the thing, is that you've got either the humidity is different here and that we're not used to the heat anyway, so we don't have the infrastructure set up for it, whereas a lot of countries, it's a dry heat, which isn't quite as bad. It's still bloody hot. But it's also, if your temperatures are 35 degrees 8 months of the year, then everywhere's air conditioning, so it's not quite as bad. Excuse to drink lots of beer too. I just pulled out a moustache here. Ow. Painful. Add to the map. Oh, South Africa. I don't think we've had any South Africans. Let's add to the map. Let's press the map button. Map button isn't doing anything. Okay, that's broken. Brilliant. Let's go old school. There we go. Saved maps, live stream viewers. Oh, we do have a South Africa. No. Yes, we do have a South Africa. Where in South Africa are you from? Moti Goes. It's winter now. It's 10 p.m. and 14 degrees Celsius. We are freezing. I'm going to put you right in the middle of South Africa, unless you tell me where you're from. You've got 30 seconds to comply. I will use those 30 seconds to tell you all about the live stream. It's free. You do not have to pay for this. You do not have to be a member. You just have to say hello. That would be nice. That's all you need to do. We have got some entertainment for you tonight. We have a quiz coming up at around about past. So in 15 minutes time, we'll have the normal quiz. And then after that, we have another round of Dingbats, the guessing game that was so popular last week. So we'll try that out. And in between, some irreverent chat. So whatever you want to talk about, you suggest some topics in the chat, we will talk about them. If you have some questions, by all means, ask the questions. I'm not very good at answering questions, but I'll try my best. And anything you want to talk about will be guided by you. So it's completely down to you guys to make the stream whatever it can be. No real rules. It's quite relaxed. Just generally don't be a dick. That's all we need to know. Pretoria. Pretoria added. There you go. So you're my second South African viewer. Thank you very much. Big face isn't working either. Brilliant. Okay, never mind. So I'll say that it's lovely that everyone is members and super chats and all that, but again, not needed. Just say hello in the chat. It's all appreciated. And what do you want to talk about this week? All I've got to talk about is moaning about how hot it's been. That's kind of been my week this week. I have made some progress on the breaking down of Megatank. I've not managed to get a video out this week, purely because I have been breaking everything down. So the whole sales rack is gone. All the tanks have been moved around. All the fish have been moved around. And this weekend, I'd say this weekend is where we make a start proper, but it might be too bloody hot. It might be a next week thing. We'll see how we get on. I think all the fish are, nobody's in a long-term suitable location, but a couple of weeks should be fine. I think that'll be okay. I've managed to get my boys to help me out last week for Father's Day. It was Father's Day on Sunday. So I got them to help me break the back of Megatank. We got all the sand out and got it cleaned up and all the little bits out as much as possible. But I made the decision that sales rack had to come down just to make it a bit easier to get at the glass. The glass is out, kind of. the glass is still attached at the bottom, but it's away from the face, so I can lay it down, but I just can't get it out because it's got 15 repairs of fiberglass and all kinds of things that I just can't get at. So I kind of need the space to attack it from both sides and just kind of rag it about. As I keep saying, for something that's so leaky and poorly built, it's very well built and very hard to tear apart. So I've been kind of chipping away at it, but it's so hot and my arms are so sore, my neck, so everything hurts. So I've not really made much of a progress. But we're getting there. I think we'll be here this time next week. Hopefully we'll have at least another new rack built, ideally. So that's been kind of my week. And as I say, my shiny new toy that I've been playing with, I've upgraded from my Canon M50. I had two Canon M50s. I had a Mark 1 and a Mark 2. So I used the Mark 1 almost never. The Mark 1 was fine. I dropped it one day and had to send it away to get repaired, and the repair quote was ridiculous, so I thought I may as well just buy another one. So I bought another one and then managed to get it repaired anyway, so I ended up with two of them. So I've sold the Mark 1 with the kit lens and used some of that money to go towards this, which is the Canon R10. So we've got some fancy new upgrades and new features. I've also upgraded to the DJI Mic 3 because my Rode Mic 1 was perfectly fine. I've now lost the main bit I was going to show you. So they always say that audio is the main thing about videos. I had dropped the thing that broke the Mark 1, also broke the hinge on here. So this is meant to be like a clip that you can clip onto things, like whatever, but I only ever used it in the hot shoe of the Canon, so I just super glued it back on, so it fits on fine. And then rather than paying for the Rode magnets, I epoxied some little magnets on and half a teaspoon, and then I can use that to clip it to myself. So I've been using this for the last couple of years. It's been, and it still works fine. I just wanted a little bit of extra noise cancellation. I don't know if you've noticed. You probably haven't noticed. Everyone has noticed that I'm in a fish room. It's a noisy environment. You can't hear it on this mic because this is a good mic. But this is just a little bit too omnidirectional that it picks up the hum of the air compressors and the filters, and every time I make a video in the fish room, there's always a bit of background noise. It does have noise cancellation, but just it's not the best noise cancellation, so it just can't deal with this. Anyone who's actually been in my fish room will attest that it's bloody loud in here, which is probably why I'm deaf. So I thought I'll upgrade this and see if I can get some better quality. And my initial testing is, yes, I can get some better quality, but there's nothing wrong with these, so I don't really know what to do with them. So if anybody fancies some Rode wireless mics, get in touch, because I can't sell them on eBay because they're so glued together and stuff, but they work perfectly well, so we can do a good deal. But we've got this, which I really like, because the main upgrade is it has a screen on the receiver. The Rode has the screen on the top, so when I've got this, when I'm standing in the camera looking at that, and it runs out of battery, so many times that's happened that I continue talking away and then the battery's gone, whereas this has got a screen on the front so I can see what's happening, and it's got the little bars that go up and down. So I'm dead proud of that. Dead happy with that. So looking forward to using this. I think it'll make my workflow a lot better. And because it's a Canon, I've just had to buy a new mount, and I can keep the same glass that I've got on all the other ones. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that one. So I've been playing around with that as well. That's only arrived the other day. I've also got, I don't know, I bought some other stuff. Well, none of it's fish related. It's all like USB cables and memory sticks and things like that. So it's all a bit boring. But that's my update for this week. Let me get the quiz up for everyone so you can start to join if you wish. Copy link address, and then we'll have a quick look at the chat and see what people are saying. So if you want to join the quiz, it's 20 questions, multiple choice if you've never been here before, just for fun. Just join the link and stick in your name. 14 is the usual summer's day, and I mean 14 is a kind of nice temperature. It's just it's not freezing and it's not ridiculously hot, so I like 14. It's good Scottish temperature. In Colorado, it can be the same temperature in the 90s, and the thermometer in the shade on the porch reads much cooler. The heat can't chase you into the shade without the moisture. Yeah. I mean, I do think, like, I have lots of memories of, well, maybe this is just a British thing, I don't know about that, where you step off a plane when you go on holiday, and you step off a plane somewhere that's hot, and you get off the plane, and it's like, wow, you get hit in the face by it. That's hot, but it's very different.
What do points make?
Prizes.
Prizes.
It's very different to what we've got at the moment. That's like whack, you get hit in the face with it, and then it stamps on your neck, and then it pounds you with its elbow, and then it elbows you in the face, and then it knees you in the balls. It just doesn't stop. It was Florida sticky here in Newcastle, plus the occasional thunderstorm, so I was just missing the overpriced theme parks as well.
Prizes.
I know. I got woken up by the thunder. Well, it wasn't the thunder that woke me up, it was the birds that woke me up this morning, because the birds were going mental. I was like, what is going on? But they obviously could tell the thunderstorm was coming. So about 6 o'clock this morning, it was like hell had broken. It was a proper thunder and lightning and all kinds of torrential rain. Nice and cool as well. I was like, oh, this is lovely. Oh, brilliant. And then as soon as it was over, it was like, back to oppressive heat. Take some of that. My lurcher is suffering terribly. I have been hosing him down a lot. He doesn't know what to do with himself. We've been talking about our dog thing. Should we get him in the pool? I've got like one of those Intex, big, massive, like jumbo paddling pool things. It's been great for me, but I keep thinking, should I get the dog in there? Would he like that, or would he hate it? My lurcher's not liking the heat. Yeah, I can't settle. I know. I keep thinking about getting one of those cooling pads, see if that makes a difference. But we've got tiles in the bathroom that I keep trying to get him to lie down on because they're nice and cold, and he's a bit like, no, hard tile, no thank you. I'll just sit in here right next to you going,
prizes.
If you're wondering what's going on here with everyone typing in !75, if you do want to be a member of the channel, that gives you a little boost in the quiz where you get 75 free points whenever you want them, and you ask for them by typing in !75. It's basically one extra free question's worth, which you can use tactically or you can use up front to give you a little bit of a... I encourage using them up front, because me adding 0 plus 75 is a lot better than me adding 273 plus 75. But, you know, you can do it whenever you want. So let me see.
What do points make? Prizes.
We've got Zenny, Lee, Stephen, and Applegal all want their points. So let me just add them on. Stephen, I can see 75. Lee, 75. Zenny, 75. And who else was it? Adam. Assy McBlasty, is that Adam? I assume. And Applegal. 5. Right, I think go on. Back just in time, you are indeed. Lisa the White Wolf, hello yourself, how are you doing? Any spawning going on with your thunderstorms, Graham? I got some duplicaris. Cannot say that word. Duplicaris. Cory eggs, but angels picked them off fast. Not that I noticed. So, obviously, I've got my 2 big discus spawns. They're my main concern at the moment. I put the pair from the Mega Spawn back in Mega Tank 2 to give them a bit of a break, because they've got proper beat up when they were doing that. So I'm just growing out the fry now, and the other pair are still with their fry, who are a little bit smaller. I haven't noticed any Corys spawning, but then again, I haven't really checked. They are in their own tank at the moment, so maybe. Everything's in a bit of a state because I'm moving things around, so maybe, I guess. But it is one of those things that I have noticed in the past whenever a big change in pressure, like when the barometer moves significantly in either direction, it does seem to be a trigger. I have noticed that. Age Aquatics, hello yourself. How are we doing? Good evening. Getting Get in time just to play the quiz. Get in time just to play the quiz. Just in time to play the quiz. There is the link for said quiz. Lisa the White Booth. You have to be a member, Lisa, if you want to get your 75 free points. Unless you have to be, I'm afraid you do. It's the one and only member perk that I offer to people. So I feel like I can't give it to everyone. Oi oi, says Carlos. How are we doing, Carlos? I'm not feeling great, but I hope you're good. I'm hot, but I'm good, yes. Can you get a portable AC? Are the cost per... No, I do have a portable AC. In my old house, if you remember years ago when I used to stream from a little box room office thing, I bought a little portable AC in there because it was ridiculous working from home and heat. I was like, nope, not having this. I'm going out and I bought one, much to the chagrin of my wife. Who's like, ooh, you can't waste money on that. Oh, what a waste of money, she said from her air conditioned office. But it was a lifesaver. But now, my kids fight tooth and nail over who gets to have it. I've not had a look in for years on that thing. So it's one of those things where I keep saying, yep, I'm going to buy another one, maybe even two, but I'll never think of it when it's like this. And when it's like this, the worst time to buy an air conditioner is in the middle of a heat wave. So I need to remember to buy it in like October or something like that. Because the one I bought was something like £250. So it's expensive, but for what it's done for me, I think it's well worth it. But that same one to buy this week when I had a look on Amazon, that was £700. No thanks. I mean, you look at the camel thing that shows you the price variations. You can tie it to the weather, basically. The hotter it gets, the higher the price goes. And you're like, that can't be legal, surely. But yes, I do have a portable one, and it has been a lifesaver. Yeah, set a calendar reminder in the middle of winter. Definitely, that's what I want for my Christmas. It's my own air conditioner. But I'm leaning into it because I can't have an air conditioner here in the fish room because I want it to be warm because it's the cheapest way to heat my tanks. So I've made my peace with it. I'm going to be hot, but this is ridiculous. So for the rest of the house, I'd like it to be a bit cooler. Like, it's just... Like, I'll leave here tonight at 11 or whatever time. I'll walk outside and it'll be a little bit cooler because it's 11 o'clock. Still going to be really, really hot. And I'll go into the house and it'll be even warmer. And I'm like, how does it go? It's not nice. Right, we've only got 10 people in for the quiz so far. I think everyone else is melted, which is fair enough. I kind of see how you feel. Yay, price gouging, indeed. But it is past. I do have a dehumidifier. Well, no, I've got several pieces of dehumidifier. I've got a proper one upstairs that we use in the winter because it's a bit moist and it helps dry the clothes and things like that during the winter. So maybe running that might help clear the air a little. Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. It also tends to heat things up though, the dehumidifier. I don't know if it would work as a cooler. I don't know. I'll need to think about that. You've got me thinking, Mandy. Well done. Right, are you ready for your World Cup themed quiz? Nah, not really. There are going to be some World Cup questions. Then we will never talk of the World Cup again because it's dead to me now because of how shit Scotland are at it. Right, let me just move that over there. I'll press that button there. Move that over there. For those of you who like to scan this, stop pressing that, Graham. It doesn't work. For those of you who like to scan the scanny thing, Live resizing. Everyone's favourite. There we go. Are Scotland out? No, Scotland are doing the Scotland thing of relying on, I think it should be our motto, really. Mathematically possible. That's how Scotland does the World Cup and anything sporty. Still mathematically possible. So there's like 7 permutations left of things that need to happen for us to qualify, and we need 4 of them or something to happen before we can qualify. It's all stupid things like I don't know, Iran has to beat Sweden by more than 11 goals, and you're like, why is that even a thing? So we're going home. So still mathematically possible, but yeah, we're out. Oh, good sports ball. Right behind geography and world history. Oh, you're going to love tonight then, Mandy. The team may have not done well, but America loves the Scots. I do. I mean, apologies to my English subscribers, but I did quite enjoy the fact that Boston relaxed all their drinking rules. Could have the pubs open all night, drinking on the streets. As soon as Scotland left, they were like, nope, none of that. Nope. And the English turned up like, oh, what? What? Can we do that? No. Oh. We'll put some cones on things. No. Stop it. Right. I think we're ready to go. Let's start the countdown. Best of luck, everyone. It won't be a 13-pointer, Mandy. I'm sure you'll get much more than that. It's just a bit of fun. Oh, so hot. Question number 1. Straight in with the foosball. As of 2026, which of these teams has never played against the United States of America in a World Cup match? Is it Wales, Ghana, Romania, or Ecuador? As of 2026, which of these teams has never played in the World Cup against America? You have said... Mona Lee says, no idea. Everybody has no idea because the correct answer is Ecuador, which 0 people have gone for. Since 1930, the United States men's national team has played 35 matches against 25 teams. Ecuador is not one of them. A quick look at the scores. Oh yeah, everyone's still on 75. Moving swiftly on, question number 2. Who is the American artist known for hits like Man in the Mirror and Thriller? Is that John Bon Jovi, Michael Jackson, MC Hammer, or Willie Nelson? Jacob's in. How you doing, Jacob? Nice to see you back again. When I'm wrong, but in the majority, at least I'm not the only stupid one. Quite right. Trick photo, Lee. What makes you think that? How many people fell for the trick photo? 1. It was, of course, Michael Jackson. That is a picture of MC Hammer, but Michael Jackson sang Man in the Mirror and Thriller. Well done, Assy McBlasty, with the fast fingers. Question the next. What is the most common pub name in the United Kingdom? The Crown, the King's Head, the Red Lion, or the White Horse? It's by quite a margin as well. You think it might be the Red Lion? It is the Red Lion. So the question here says there's over 500 pubs named Red Lion. I'd researched this a little bit more, and apparently there's more than 700. And there's like 4 in Sheffield. Question 4. What major Midwest US city served as the starting point of Route 66? Minneapolis, Indianapolis, St. Louis, or Chicago? Most of you going for Chicago because it's Chicago. When Route 66 first opened in 1926, it ran unbroken for 2,448 miles from Chicago to Los Angeles. Now you know. Zenny takes top spot ahead of Assie McBlasty. Applegal in third. Question number 5. What 3-letter acronym has replaced UFO in governmental capacities as of the 2010s? So when you see flying saucers, what do they record them as? Is it UAPs, UECs, USOs, or UFSs? UFO being unidentified flying object. What are they called now? You think it's either UFS, but more likely UAP. It is UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon. There you go. A phenomenon. Indeed. Bougie. Apparently, it's since been updated to mean unidentified anomalous phenomenon. So it encompasses objects that travel between the air, land, and sea. Question 6. What is the only letter not to appear on the periodic table? It's not answer option A. Is it J, U, or F? Oh dear. Pardon me. I really had to stop. Well, at least it's not D. I'm changing it up a bit. Wow. Everybody going for J. I didn't know this until I looked it up. Well done, most people. We've got Zenny in first place, Lee in second place, jointly with Assie McBlasty. L.E. down at the bottom, Gemma. Biggie is in 12th, Era 404, mysteriously in 11th. Chris is in 10th place. But remember, when we get to the gambling questions, this can all change. Question 7. What is the nickname for scoring 2 under par on a hole in golf? Is that an eagle, a bogey, an albatross, or a birdie? No idea for Lee. Let's see how good the guessing is then. Oh, we've got a few going for birdie. Birdie is 1 under par. Albatross is 3 under par. Bogey is 1 over par. So eagle is the correct answer. Well done, Lisa. You remember something from school. That's all we can ask for. Thank goodness for Mario Golf. I mean, it doesn't matter where you get your knowledge, as long as you get it. Zany stays in top spots. Assy McBlasty and Stevie P sneaking into the top 3. Still plenty to play for, though. Question number 8. Oh. Uranium and fluorine are relative. Yeah, well, yeah, I wouldn't have known that so easily, though. It's one of those questions where I'd just sit and go, right, I can work this out. And then immediately the time would be up. Now I have to put on corrosion of conformity. What is that? Now I have to look up corrosion of conformity. They are a band. I bet my son would like that. Anyway, question number 8. Prior to the start of the World Cup 2026, what country has won the tournament the most times? Is it Argentina, Germany, Brazil, or France? Who has won the most World Cups? Nine of you going with Brazil, 2 for Argentina and Germany, no Frenchies. It was Brazil. Brazil have won 5 times, Germany have won 4 times, Argentina have won 3 times, and France only twice. Oh, Albatross is a song album. I'm going to go with song. It's a song. Now we know. Zenny retains that top spot. Assy McBlasty retains that second spot, even though didn't get that one right. Well done, Lee, back into the top 3. My point, I didn't know it. Question 9. How many stars are on the Chinese flag? 11, 5, 7, or 9? Dig a dig a ding 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 ding. That's probably racist. I shouldn't do that. How many stars are on the Chinese flag? Ooh. 6 of you have gone for 5, 4 for 7, 2 for 9, and 1 for 11. There are 5. Just to prove it. 1, 2, 3, 4. A big one for 5. Zenny. Geography strikes are down again. Question number 10. Here comes your first gambling question of the evening. If you're new here, questions 10 and 20 are gambling questions. You get to risk some, all, or none of your points. If you don't risk any points and get the question right, you don't get any points, but you also don't lose any if you get it wrong. It's up to you. See what you want to go for. Here comes your useless clue. What's in a name? It's extra useless this time. Which European city is known as the City of Canals? Is that Venice, Bolton, Madrid, or Prague? We're going with another beer, new to me. This one is called Caballo Blanco by, I don't know. All Mexican beers this month, I see. Which European city is known as the City of Canals? Is that Venice, Bolton, Madrid, or Prague? Nobody went for Bolton. Yeah. Of course, it was Venice. Well done, everyone. Is any stretching that lead at the top? Assy McBlasty, only 100 or so behind. Stevie P, 100 or so behind that. Still plenty of time to make stuff up. Question 11. How many Grand Slam titles has Andy Murray won? 1, 3, none, 2. Thought this be a different kind of sports ball question for you. And a successful Scottish person, unlike our footballers. How many Grand Slam titles has Andy Murray won? You think it's 3. It is 3. He has won two Wimbledons and a US Open. Might help if I knew who Andy... What? You don't know who Andy Murray is? It's him. Britain's greatest tennis player. And happiest man alive. You got it right, though. Well done, even if you don't know who he is. Andy Murray. One of the... He was a good tennis player. He was always in contention. Won 3 majors. He was number 1 in the world at one point. For like 3 days. Retired now, so never mind. Question 12. Which of these toys was originally called the Flying Saucer before it settled on its current name? Was that the hula hoop, the frisbee, Simon Says, or the yo-yo? The Flying Saucer was, according to you guys, the frisbee. It was indeed. The frisbee was known as the Flying Saucer when Wham-O introduced it in the 1940s. Then later the Pluto Platter before settling on frisbee. Well done, almost everyone. Question 13. Prior to the 2026 tournament, how many different countries have won the World Cup? 7, 10, 6, or 8? I think that's the last of the World Cup questions for this week, so you can breathe a sigh of relief. Oh, it's between 7 and 10 for you guys. But the answer is 8. There have been 8 teams. Brazil, Germany, Italy, Argentina, Uruguay, France, England, and Spain. Netherlands, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Croatia, and Sweden have all got to the final but never won. Wah, wah, wah. So well done, S33 HSM and Gemma. You moved up some on everyone else. Question 14. What ingredient would not be included in a Waldorf salad? Would it be orange, celery, walnut, or apple? Most of you going for orange? You'd be right. I think that's a Florida salad, is it? Celery, walnut, and apple are all staple ingredients of the Waldorf. How long is the World Cup going? Oh, it's got another few weeks yet. Is any stretching that lead at the top? Question 15. What does the MP in MP3 stand for? Is it moldy pumpkin, micro player, moving picture, or mini package? Well, one person knows the right answer. Ten of you have gone for micro. Nobody went for moldy pumpkin. Eh. But one person went for the correct answer, which was moving picture. MP and MP3 is short for MPEG 3, and MPEG is the Moving Picture Entertainment Group or something like that. So now you know. Well done, Stephen P. I can just imagine Stephen sitting there going, and rightly so. MP4 is video. It is video, yep. Which makes more sense to have moving picture. But it's the name of the company rather than the format of the media. That makes sense. Question 16. What record did Cristiano Ronaldo set at this World Cup? Was he the first player to score in 6 World Cups, the oldest player to score in a World Cup? Did he become the top scorer in tournament history? Or was he the first player sent off for covering his mouth? He's very smug internally. That's the best kind of smug. So what did Ronaldo do this week? This is both your current events and sports ball question. You think he was the first player to score in 6 World Cups? He was. Yeah, the oldest player to score, not yet. The top scorer is currently Messi, and the first player to be sent off is a guy from... What team is he from? So it was a new rule to say you can't do this in the World Cup anymore. And somebody did it and they got sent off. Zenny missed it. Assy didn't. Stevie P did. Still in the top 3 though. As we move on to question number 17. What is the study of mushrooms called? Is it sporology, fungology, mycology, or mushology? I can't help but say mushology with a Sean Connery accent. Oh, I do love a mushroom. That's why I'm a mushologist. I like to do a bit of mushology. Is it sporology, fungology, mycology, or mushology? Oh, a few of you think it's sporology. A few more of you think it's fungology. Most of you think it's mycology. Nobody went for mushology. It's mycology. You say everything with a Sean Connery accent. Similar but different. Question 18. Which British multinational automotive corporation is known for its luxury vehicles headquartered in Crewe? Is that Mercedes, Aston Martin, Bentley, or Rolls-Royce? What do we think? Oh, Rolls-Royce and Bentley are tied on 4, but 5 of you think it's Aston Martin. It's Bentley. Zenny has learned a hard-learned lesson. When I don't know, I went into the pick. Yes, never go with the picture, unless it's a double bluff. But in this case, no. It was Bentley. Still didn't get it right, though. Error 404 is making a mysterious push into the top 5. Question number penultimate. The word pub is short for public place, public house, public room, or public bar. What's pub short for? Because he's got little legs. Most of you going for public house, of course it's public house. Well done, everyone. Right, the scores on the doors. Zenny McGinger is currently in first place, 1716. Second place, Assy McBlasty, 1463. 3 points behind that is Stevie P on 1460. Kokesh is on 1401. Error 404. Apple Gal and other people are down below that. Sorry, I just saw someone on my security camera. But it's all right, it's only my wife. The Bentleys all come to America through a port in Rhode Island. Union guys drive them off the boats, and then they give the keys to the day workers to drive them around the massive parking area. Yeah. Right, here comes your final question. It's the final gambling question. As always, a useless clue. Best of luck, everyone. Some trivia. Some trivia. What could that mean? Remember, you don't have to bet, but if you don't bet, you can't win any extra points. Although you can't lose them. That might be a winning strat. Who knows? Which of these was not an original category of the Trivial Pursuits board game when it was introduced in 1981? Was it stage and screen, art and literature, sport and leisure, or science and nature? Ooh. 7 for stage of screen, 4 for sport and leisure, and 2 for science and nature. Oh. The correct answer, however, was stage and screen with 7 points. Well, 7 people guessing that one. Well done, you lot. I can't give you claps and stuff, I don't think. My thing's broken. But let's see how that does. Era 404 in third place. 2,736. Assie McBlasty in second place with 2,926. But your winner this evening with an unassailable 3,419 points is Zenny McGinger. Brrr! Boop, 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 brrr! Me! Boo! Congratulations, one and all. Let's see if I can get my stream deck working. Woo and indeed who, says Zenny. Right later, don't want that. There we go. We have sounds again. Nope.
Excellent.
Lee's in fourth. Are you happy with that, Lee? I mean, you've been a top 3 contender before, surely. But let's add those rankings to the quiz for the month of June. Is this the final one for the month of June? Time for a bit of live spreadsheeting, everyone's favourite. Scratch Disc, Queen Adventures, quiz, June. So what we need to do. So currently, Zen is already on top, so I think we can see who's going to win out in June. But let's just see how it all folds. Delete that, take that and that, copy that, copy that. So this is week 4. And that's what it's done for June. So your winner is Zenny McGinger. A commanding lead. A commanding lead, that's all I can say. 10,000 points. Era 404 in second. Assie McBlasty in third. Stevie P, respectable fourth, given all the sports ball questions. Mona Lee, Kitles, Applegal, Amrender, Scat, and S33HSM making up the top 10. Well done, everyone. And I haven't been showing you any of that. There you go. Do you want to take a screenshot for posterity? So, as I was mentioning last week, this is the last week of June, isn't it? It must be. Yes. I was thinking of maybe making July a prize month because I'll have lots of, I almost said tat there. Definitely not tats. Really good, useful stuff. Because I'm doing such a big clear out, I think I need to get rid of some things. I mean, it's all fine stuff. So I've got little tanks and filters and all kinds of gadgets and bits and bobs, let's say. So we might do a prize month in July. So tell your friends. That's all I can say. Might be some good stuff in there as well. You never know. Not bad for missing 2 out of the 4 weeks. Indeed, indeed. Woo, prizes. Yeah, I mean, let's not get too carried away. It's not going to be like, well, unless some sponsorships come my way.
What do points make?
Prizes.
Prizes.
Blueval have been in touch, so they've remembered who I am, at least. Not only to say no, we've not got anything for you, but it was nice to get an email from them at least. I'd asked them about the, what is it called? The Fluval Cool. which is like a microscaping kit. That's what they're calling it. Which I thought looked interesting, as with many of the Fluval type stuff. A lot of it goes, that's interesting. So it's called a microscaping kit because it's only like 10 litres or something like that, 2 gallons or whatever. So shrimp, nothing more than that, if that. But it just looked cool because I saw a video somebody made of it where they made it look really nice. And it just has some interesting features that I thought, that's interesting. So it's got like internal planting baskets and various things you can do. It just looks a bit fancy as a little desktop ornament. And a few people had commented on my videos saying, "Oh, you do Fluval stuff. When are you getting the cool?" And I was like, "What the fuck's the cool?" And Fluval have kind of dumped me. Or I thought Fluval had kind of dumped me. So I just gave it one last shot and emailed them and said, "Look, is the cool a thing? I don't want one. Well, I do, but I'm not just saying it to ask. I'm just saying, is it coming to the UK? Because I'd only ever seen it in the US, and apparently it's a US only thing, so it's not coming to the UK. But they did at least acknowledge my presence, which was nice, and say, "Oh yeah, but if we do bring it to the UK, you'll be the first to get it." Blah 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 blah, all that kind of stuff. I just thought it was a cool looking little thing. Even if you don't have anything in it other than plants, it's make a nice little ornament. And the few videos that I've seen of it, I'm getting bitten to bloody hell. Tasty sweat. The few videos that I have seen of it, I thought, that looks quite interesting. I like interesting, unique things. Right, where are we up to? Applegarth says, I recently posted a bunch of new or like new aquarium stuff on Facebook Marketplace today. One item sold so far. We'll need to meet them within the next half hour. All right, well, have a safe word, so as if they turn out to be a killer, you can, like, I don't know what you would do with that information. Nice knowing you. Love Fluval stuff. I do like Fluval stuff as well. I am a bit of a Fluval fanboy, even when I wasn't. I'm not a brand ambassador, but when I wasn't working more often with them, more regularly with them. How's everyone's fish doing in the heat? Mine are fine, because it's mostly discus in this fish room. I was concerned about my pond fish, because it coincidentally, at the same time as the heat came up, the pond flow started dropping. So a load of weeded got stuck in one of my, I've got 2 filters running on my pond, the 2 pumps on 2 filters, and they both coincidentally got all clogged up with gunk and stuff. So I cleaned one of them out, got that going again, and then when I was cleaning the other one, I broke it. So I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I've got a sub-optimal pond filtration thing going on at the moment. So I've added a couple of extra air stones and things to try and keep it going a little bit. All the fish are fine, but that was my only real worry. In here, I've got a fan pointed at the surface of this to try and keep the temperature down in this tank a little bit, and I think it's done it. Let's have a look. Yeah, because this was almost 30 degrees and we're down at 27.3. Oh, I can show you. So you can ignore some of these because a lot of these are just out. They're all over the place because that rack is no longer there. But Brian's tank, it was pretty much 30 all day. Mega Tank 2, 30. There's been no heater on for days. The Wild Discus, 30. That's not true either. Well, that's not currently plugged into anything. And the Mbuna tank is the one that's behind me that is most worrying. Because the fan, I can't really get a fan on that one very easily. But the fish, thankfully, there's lots of aeration in that tank, so I'm keeping the water extra oxygenated, and that's keeping them okay. But yeah, we're getting there. I'm just glad that most of my tanks are discus tanks and they appreciate the extra heat. I've lost a few of my rummy nose tetras, but I think that was more to do with the move than anything else. I moved them into a tank as a kind of staging tank while I'm set up another tank, and I lost a bunch of them in there. I don't know what happened, but an airline got trapped or something, and the filter stopped overnight. And when I came down in the morning, there's with rummy nose tetras, they're really good canary fish. If you like that kind of thing, where if they lose their color, with the slightest thing, they lose the color, so they no longer become fire nose. They no longer have a red face if there's anything wrong. So the slightest change in water parameters, the slightest negative slant on water parameters, you see it on them straight away before any other fish would show it. And I came down in the morning and had a look at them. They were all grey. I was like, oh, what's going on here? And I noticed, oh, that filter isn't running. It was just a sponge filter I had in the tank. But somewhere along the line, either an airline had popped off or it got trapped in something. Found it. I didn't find it actually. While I was rooting around looking for what the problem was, it started working again. So whether I just knocked it free or whatever happened, that was fine. Got the filter going again, went away and did something else, came back and there was like 6 or 7 floating, and I was like, So it was also the first day of the heat wave, so I don't know if there was something on there. But moving fish, stressful. No filter, stressful. Rummy nose, delicate. Kinda asking for it, I guess. A tank for 3 pond snails, it is a bit like that, isn't it? I mean, I think we should normalise that not all fish tanks have to be for fish. That's the stupidest thing I've ever said. I guess all aquariums, we should normalise that not all aquariums have to be for fish. I don't think there's anything wrong with just having an aquarium that's got plants in it, for instance. You have a vase with flowers, why not have a water tank with plants and things growing in them? I think that should be fine. My safe word is cucumber. Okay. So does that mean when you type cucumber, that means you're home safe, or send the police? We should probably clarify that before you leave. When I got home from work, my monster tank was at 32. My chiller had decided to stop. Ugh. Hopefully not in a... Yeah, luckily all fish seem to be good. Bugs in the fish room, archerfish, I know. Well, you may not know, but I did have a wasp infestation last year, or the year before that, where there's a wasp's nest the other side of this wall, and I've got air bricks in this wall. And like every morning I'll come down, there'd be like 4 or 5 wasps all buzzing about, and I'd be like... But Brian loved eating them. In fact, all the fish loved eating them. I think it was like a free meal for them all. Brian loved eating them. In fact, loads of fish, it was like a free meal, and they just went mad at it. The disc is feeling like they're on holiday. They are in this heat. I don't think they care, because this is kind of optimal for them. It's me that's like, the heaters haven't come on, so I'm a bit like, yay, free power. You could do Scarlet Badass. That's what I call them as well. I like saying it like that. Scarlet Baddies in a 2.5 gallon. Could you? You'd constantly have to fertilize if it's just plants. Maybe, or it depends on the plants, right? You could have what am I trying to say? Aqua soil. That's not what I'm trying to say, is it? Well, kind of. You could have aqua soil and use things like root tabs and things like that, which will give you you don't have to constantly do things with root tabs. It would only be if it was something that was getting its nutrients from the water column that you'd have to quite regularly dose if there was no fish poop or whatever doing that for you. But I don't think it'd be too bad. I'm not concerned. Good. Have you considered carnivorous plants for your fish room? I bet sundews would do well in there with sufficient lighting, and they could catch a lot of gnats. I haven't actually. So I know it seems to be an offshoot of aquarists and people who are into aquariums and fish tanks that they get into plants in a big way. I do have my pothos that I'm trying to train to grow all around the room. And I have thought about having more plants in here just to make it a bit of a greener space and a more pleasant place to be. But I don't have any sunlight in here, so it would all be artificial lights. And I don't know enough about plants to know how that. And plants are my wife's thing. If I was to get plants in here, if it went well, if I got house plants and they were fancy plants and it went well, I think she'd get the hump because she works really hard at keeping all her plants. We've got loads of plants in the house, and that's my wife's thing. And she works really hard at it, and they look lovely and everything. But if I did it and it worked well down here, she'd be like, oh, how's he managed to do that? He doesn't know anything about these plants because she researches them. She has reminders on her phone. She has calendars set up to alert when something happens, timers to go and do various things. And I'd just be like, yeah, there's a plant over there. Water it every now and again. So that would either give her the hump that I was successful without putting any effort in, and then if I killed them all, she'd get the hump because I was having such a laissez-faire attitude towards it and killed them all. So I just don't think it's worth the hassle. However, bugs and that, as you're saying, carnivorous plants might be a really good thing to do. I also struggle for space. As you know, I kind of try and utilise every ounce of space that I've got in the fish room. So I'd have to make some considerations to give them light. Temperature's already a kind of given. Humidity is quite a humid room. So they probably would do quite well. And if it did deal with some of the bugs, yeah, maybe. Need to think about that. Sundews. I don't know what a sundew is. Sundews are fascinating carnivorous plants that supplement their diet by trapping insects in sticky droplets. The UK is home to 3 native species, the round-leaved Great English, the oblong-leaved found in wild bogs, and gardeners easily cultivate hardy native variants and robust indoor species like the Cape sundew. Ah, okay. I can't say it's one I'm familiar with. But like I say, I think I like the idea of having more plants in here purely just to make it a more pleasant space to be. I just don't have a lot of experience in keeping plants, and I know sometimes things can be tricky, but maybe that could be something to look into. I have been... I was going to say, I have been given permission. I have been granted a half-barrel planter thing, which I've been allowed, because I like the idea of growing stuff like tomatoes, chilies, all that kind of stuff. So every year I have a go growing chili plants, and I get a crop and then it dies, and I'm fine. And I've always liked the idea of like a little vegetable garden or a vegetable patch or whatever. But Vicky's always like, no, my garden. No, I don't tell you what fish to buy. You don't tell me what plants to buy. All right then. But I have been granted permission to use a planter, and I have 2 tomato plants and a chili plant in my outside planter, which I've been told I have to remember to water, I have to remember to weed, I have to remember to check it. So I've been diligently doing that. I have planted, I almost lied there. Vicky has planted some marigolds around the tomatoes and the chili plant to keep away some of the bugs, because apparently that's a thing, that the marigolds will take the hit, saving the fruit on the tomato and the chili plant. And that's doing quite well. And it's because it's right outside the fish room, I can take some of the, when I'm doing water changes, and go out with that nutrient-rich water and get it in. My tomato plants are going really good. So I think that's quite good. So maybe if I prove myself with my little planter, I'll be allowed to keep some houseplants in here without risking wrath. I can't raise terrestrial plants to save my life, but aquatic ones I could. Well, I think that's kind of where I'm coming from. Is the aquatic plants is I've put some time and effort into trying to learn the basics, and that's hard. So I'm not like a Stevie P who can I'm envious of people like that who have that knowledge, and I know that knowledge is gained by doing a lot of work and research and reading. I don't think my brain works like that sometimes, but unless it's something I'm really into, I just can't keep it in there. So I must have learned the same thing over and over again about how various plants work and how CO2 gets absorbed and all those things. And I kind of have a basic understanding of all those things, but I know it's kind of on the precipice of the cliff of my brain of just going, boop, no, not interested anymore. You're going to learn a random fact about daffodils today. That's out. So I feel like terrestrial plants is the same sort of thing where I have a passing interest, but it's not a passion interest. And aquatic plants is as close as I'm getting to a passion interest because I have seen it done well. And even on the odd occasion, I've done it quite well myself where I've been proud of something, gone, I like that. I've done well there. I enjoy that. Maybe it's the kind of thing that will be triggered if I was to keep a plant and see it flourish over months and years. I might get the same sort of feeling, but I feel like that as well, where it's just a bit like, I can't do it. And I know that's a cop out because I probably could do it if I put in the time and effort, but we'll see. I have a pitcher plant growing under an easy for me to say. I have a pitcher plant growing under an aquascaping light right now, a little terrarium sitting above the CO2 tank, doing pretty well, but it's only been a month though. We'll see. Yeah, and I like the idea of them, but a lot of them have quite demanding requirements, which I think I can meet given the environment in here. A lot of them. It's not like I'm short of lights, and it's not like I'm short of heat and humidity, so they're some of the hardest things people get to create. It's because it's not natural light. I worry about it. I don't know if that's even a valid worry, so who knows. We have a lot of big windows at work. My co-workers say I'm the one keeping all the plants alive. I've had one come to me because she failed at propagating a cutting and I got it flowering. Yeah, I mean, people are good at it, but you're probably good at it because you enjoy it and you've learned it and you've shown an interest and gone away and researched. I'm just a very lazy man as well, so lazy and forgetful is not a good combination. I had a sundew for a few years. It gave up the ghost last year. Okay. Cape sundews are my favourite. Cape sundews. I read something about Cape sundews. Maybe let's have a plants channel. We'll try a couple of things. See, what will happen here is I'll go upstairs and mention to Vicky that, I think I might get some houseplants, some carnivorous plants. That's why the next 4 weekends taken up going to the garden centre. Sorry, I read that funny. You could come up with an auto watering system run out of your butt. Water butt, yes. I just read out my butt. I just buy carnivorous plant soil and follow the watering instructions. Don't play with amendments because I don't know enough and I've killed too many that way. Maybe that's where I'd go wrong. I'm also quite forgetful. I mean, I really have trained myself for things like water changes and water parameter checks. I have to put a lot of mental, what's the word? It's conscious to it's now got to the point where it's starting to, I mean, even after decades of doing this, it's only just starting to become habit. I have to put a lot of thought into must do water changes, must test my water, because I'll be sitting there and going, what's happened? Oh, let's go and do that again. So things like watering plants, I know for a fact for the last, I want to say like 6 to 8 weeks, I have been watering my pothos plant religiously, and it's grown more in the last 6 to 8 weeks than it has in the last 2 years that I've owned the thing, and that's because I'm so terrible at remembering to water the bloody thing. So that's when I have cuttings in tanks, I don't have to remember to water them because there's water in there all the time, so they grow, and that's fine. When the mother plant that's in a pot, I'm constantly bringing it back from the brink of death because it's only when I go, oh shit, everything, all the leaves are dropping off, I best go and save that. And for the last 6 to 8 weeks, I've remembered and I have religiously watered it properly, and it's flourishing. So it would be the thing that would get me. So unless it's in my eyesight at all times, I would miss it. So I think I would have carnivorous plants and they might be dotted around the fish room, but I would need to come up with a way of integrating it into my schedule to make sure I checked them every day. And I looked at them and I went, that needs to be watered, or have it on one of my automated systems, which I do like doing automated systems. So maybe that would be a way to do it. Aquatic plants solve my one weakness, remembering to water. Exactly, that's the thing. Like, exactly what I was saying about the pothos. The ones that are in the tanks are fine and shooting off and doing their thing, and away they go. The ones that are in the pots, yeah, it's a memory thing. Terrestrial and aquatic have the same needs. Terrestrial just needs our help watering them, and aquatic needs our help giving them CO2. Yeah, I mean, I guess it is that simple. I'm making excuses, really. This is the same. Can't keep things in my noggin if I don't have a major interest in them. Right, okay. We are at 10:30, so we were going to do one more quiz tonight while I catch up on these comments. I'll just put it into chat. We're having another round of dingbats because everybody loved it so much last week. I think 3 people said they enjoyed it. That's more than enough for me. Copy link address. Stick that in there. And while I do that, I shall catch up on some of these chats. My issue is usually trying too hard and overwatering. I've done that. I do that as well. And those also solve that problem. It's not really possible with aquatic plants. Yeah, there's quite a good app that I had, and when I changed phone, I lost it. But it was quite a good one for, you could go around and take a picture of the plants, and it would tell you if they look too dry, too whatever. And then I got these moisture meters from Temu. They were a bit of a godsend as well. It's just that it's a consistency thing. I'm just not very consistent. That's my problem. I might overwater them one week and underwater them the next. I have to do a demonstration speech for school, and I wrote an outline on how to propagate plants. I just have to make the video, but it's nice to have a million plants to choose from. Indeed. Always a bit easier. What was that? I over-fertilized my azalea so badly it dried out and stiffened in place. Did you at least dig it up, dry it, and try and use the roots for spider? Well, yeah, that's a good point. You could have sold that for a profit. Get a Venus fly. I have had Venus fly traps in the past, but I've never had one last more than a couple of months. So it's that kind of thing that just puts you off, isn't it? Because you're like, oh, if I just keep killing them, is it right to get another one and just kill that one as well? Hmm. Stephen P says, Jacob, I've been streaming lately. Would you ever come and talk about plants with me? There's an invitation for you. It's so hot right now, I don't even want to sit at my PC. Oh, dingbats means you feel like a dingbat. So we're going to play dingbats. That's what we've just put it in chat. There is the link. This is a say what you see type round. All of them tonight, I think, are sayings. So phrases, common phrases and sayings. None of them are aquarium questions. Sorry, Lisa. Give me some aquarium questions, I'll do a lot better. I'm afraid not. But it is just after past. I forgot to look at the teams for the last game. Silly me. Well, rest of the world won again. God, us Europeans are not very good at quizzing. I need to get some more idiots from America. Why are all the clever Americans joining? But yes, Dingbats has a team element as well. So we have answer crashers and answer smashers for the teams. We have 10 questions. You have a minute each. This is a free text you have to enter. So you'll be shown a picture, say what you see, common phrases, sayings, things like that. You won't be punished for bad spelling, so don't worry about punctuation and spelling. If it's got all the right words and roughly understandable, I'll give you the points. There aren't many clever Americans. Well, okay, I wish I'd get some. We currently have some dumb Europeans then. That's the only other option. So I'm going with clever Americans so as to make everyone feel a little bit better. Zenny, you were right on both counts. Rhododendrons and azaleas are where spiderwood comes from. There you go. Oh, rhododendrons. I know where there's a massive rhododendron. I might go and kill it and dig it up for its roots. I want. We have 9 participants for the quiz. We're going to do this one. Think of any questions you want to talk about, any topics to discuss after that. Otherwise, it's so hot, I'm going to go and dunk my head in a bucket of cold water after this. Because I is hot. For those of you who want to scan the scanny thing, here's the scanny thing. I'm in America and I agree, not too many of us who are clever. Well, you're doing very well because you've won, what, 4 or 5 weeks ago? For the last 4 or 5 weeks, you've won every quiz. So you're doing something right. Alanya Marshall says, hi, hello. Just in time to play the last quiz of the evening. Which is a bit of dingbats. Are we ready, folks? I think we've got everyone we're going to get, so I will start the countdown timer. A quick hydration break. See what you see. I'll move my stupid face out the way so you can see what you see. Okay, when I say what you see, hopefully into some kind of common phrase or word. Do you have an opinion on how difficult snakeskin barbs and that word are to keep? No, because I've never kept either, I'm afraid. So, no. Got the word stand, a line, an I under it. I was looking for I understand. I understand. You see? You get what we're going for? Stand I? Not quite. Upstand? No. Ice stand? No. Stand over me? I mean, if that said me, then yes, but no. I thought this was quite a poignant one to use because as Lee has said, I understand. Okay. Stand divided by I is what I see. Okay. Say what you see might not be the right thing to say. I don't know how to present this any other way. Dingbats. I understand. 4 people. Well done. Zenny, Assy McBlasty, Error 404, and Stevie P all getting that one. Moving on to question number 2. What is this? It's difficult to talk about this without giving clues. Lisa now understands how this works. So there's the word in, and then there's Vaders. What's that in between them? Six of you have gone with Space Invaders. 2 of you have just written Invaders, and 1 person's just written British. Nice try, but no, it was indeed Space Invaders because there's a space in between in Invaders. Isn't that technically Space in Invaders? Shouldn't it have been space? Well, yeah, you make a good point, but no. I didn't make any of these. I have found these all on Tinterwebs, so you can't blame me. This is what other people have put out there. You can't blame me. I was looking for Space Invaders. Amrender, Lisa, and Kokesh all still to get off the mark. But Lee, Posillaman, Stephen, Error, Zenny, and Assy are all in the points. Question number 3. Say what you see. Oh, we might have some technically corrects here. No, we're not doing technically corrects. Sorry. Technically corrects are reserved for Answer Smash and Answer Smash only. I think we'll bring back Answer Smash next week. Although I have been toying with a couple of other formats, so I'm sure that'll go really well. Everyone loves change, yeah? Alanya Marshall got it again. Why are you not playing then? Come on, you can join the game. What have we got so far? Shortcut. Cut short. Short split is not a saying I've ever heard. It may well be, but it's not the one I was going for. I was going for shortcut. Cut short. I mean, I'm tempted to give you cut short. I'm going to give you it, but I'm not giving you any bonus points. It's not a technically correct. Short split, no. Who have I inadvertently helped? Lee and Kokesh. Question number 4. If you're only on one device, it does make it a little more challenging. Yes, let's add an extra layer of difficulty to a game people already struggle with. I'm just really proud of myself that I haven't had a heart attack yet after how everyone tries to goad me into it with Answer Smash. So, if nothing else, having a couple of weeks off of Answer Smash, then we can come back hard next week. You can see if you can push me over the edge. London Boy says, blessings, everyone. Thank you very much, London Boy. Assy McBlasty is diabolical. Wow. Alanya says, done it again. Right, so the rules are, if you're not playing in the quiz, you're allowed to put it into chat, but only once the timer's run out, and then you can kind of play along like that. Just don't put it in chat while the timer's still going so everyone else can go, oh, and steal the answer off you, basically. But other than that, that's fine. So, we've had a few answers here. At ease. I have no idea. At 4. I mean, I can see what you were going for with these ones, but no. I mean, that's literally just saying what you see, as is that. At ease. I mean, come on, at ease. I thought that was quite an easy one. Oh. That's what I was looking for. It wasn't the common saying at E. 4 of you got that one. Well done. Live crash outs do bring the views if DIY boy has not to say anything. Question number 5. What could that possibly be? I mean, I wrote what I saw. I mean, that is a fair point, but you also have to write what you see and have that be the correct answer, which is some kind of phrase, saying, colloquialism, word even. So I have set the bar too low by just saying, say what you see. Say what you see, which is also the correct answer. That's what it should say. Almost everyone getting at that one. It was half-baked. It's the word baked, cut in half, half-baked. Not just baked, but, you know, I see where you're going. Zenny, the quiz master, still on top. With a 5-point lead over Adam. Stephen in 3rd place, Mysterious Error 404 in 4th place, Lee in 5th, Lisa in 6th, Amrinder 7th, Kokesh in 8th, and bringing up the rear, Jacob in 9th place. Still plenty of time, and there's a gambling question at the end. Don't forget that. Question number 6. Say what you see, which is also a common phrase. The fact that this is blurry is immaterial. Technically, it could have been half raked. Yeah, but that's not a saying. It has to be a phrase as well. Half baked is a phrase. Okay, I didn't go for half cocked. What have we got for this one then? Reading between the lines is the most popular answer with 5 people. That is quite correct. Reading space. Now, reading between the lines is close enough. You can have that. Read between the lines. I mean, it's not read though, it's reading. It's kind of. Nah. I don't know if. Should I give you that? I mean, it's tricky that. I'm going with no. Zenny still retains that 2-point lead over Assy McBlasty. Era 404 mysteriously has made it up into third place. 3 ahead of Stephen. We get into the harder ones now. Question number 7. Sorry, Lee. I get it. It's more common to say that anyway. And I immediately went, no. Tell you what, let's have a look. Who was that? If it wasn't Lee, I'll give you it. Read between the lines was not Lee. It was Kokesh. So you would have got 80 points if I'd given you that one. So I'll give you an extra 80 points. All right, see what you see on this one. What have we got? Feeling under the weather. Yay. I mean, under the weather. Weather the feeling. I like where you're going, but no. That famous saying, I'm going to weather the feeling. Under the weather is a saying, but the feeling, the big word feeling, no. Correct answer, feeling under the weather. Right. Lisa's getting cocky. I'm getting decent at this now. I understand it. Question number, the next one, 8. See what you see. See what you see. I could have sworn I had that one. Says, let's have a look and see what you put down. You put under the weather. I needed the word feeling because it was on the screen. Oh dear. So, some interesting answers for this one. For 14 pounds frozen solid. That is, you've literally said what you've seen. Heavy snow, that's way too much ice from a drink. Under the weather and feeling under the weather are the same thing, except one of them has the word feeling in it and the other one doesn't. Frozen 14 pounds of ice, 14 quid, 14 pounds of ice, 14 pounds of snow. So close. So close, everyone. What's another word for 14 pounds? I mean, is this going to be another British thing where people don't measure things in stones? 14 pounds is 1 stone. So that's stone, and it's very cold. Stone cold. Stone cold was the answer. 14 pounds is a stone. Is this a UK thing? If it is, I apologise. Yes, the stone is predominantly a UK and Irish measurement. Sorry. Sorry, but I also don't care. Surely you know what a stone is. There was a famous song about it. It's not that famous. What was it? Macho. No, that's not it. What was the one by Seven Stone Weakling or something? Hang on. This is tangent time. So macho. Oh, that's a British singer. All right, yeah. So there was an old song called "So Macho" by Sunita that had this line in it: "I don't want no 7 stone weakling or a boy thinks he's a girl." Well, you couldn't get away with that these days. Anyway, back to the epic quiz. 0 points, nil points. Well done, nobody. We move on. I'm outraged. This is definitely a UK thing. You learn something. That's the way to take it, Joseph. Jacob, sorry. That's the way to do it. Yep, this is a UK thing. Graham hates America. I don't hate you. You just use different words sometimes. My sister uses stone to weigh herself. She's young. Well, I weigh myself in stone. I thought that was an American thing that we still did. See, I've learned something as well. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Penultimate question. Here you go. Right. Big evil, little evil. Pointing at the little evil. Lesser evil. I mean, close, but that's not the saying. So I want the phrase. Lesser of 2 Elvises. Close enough. Oh no, that's spelled correctly. It was me that can't read. Lesser of two evils, evil twin. No, if you're feeling under the weather, you are under the weather. Yeah, but the clue was feeling under the weather, not whether you were just under the weather. The word feeling was in the clue. Feeling under the weather. That was the whole thing. You could have just put some dude under the line, then it would have been under the weather, or an arrow pointing under the line under all the weather. But it was the word feeling. If you don't have the word feeling, you can't get the no. If you're feeling under the if you're feeling under the weather, you're feeling under the weather. You're not under the weather. What's up with Dave? He's under the weather. No. What's up with Dave? He's feeling under the weather. Yes. Not that he's under the weather. What's up with Dave? He's under the weather. We're all under the weather. The weather's up there. Everybody's under the weather. Do you feel like you're under the weather? Because that means you're ill. That's the common saying about being ill. I don't. I haven't decided how irate I want to be about this. Under the weather. Let's ask AI. Oh. Well, AI is always wrong about things. Yes, under the weather is a very common English idiom. It means you're feeling slightly ill, unwell, or off. It's usually... All right, provide examples. I'd hate to have to walk this back. I am feeling a bit under the weather. See? Feeling. Please accept my apologies for missing the meeting. I woke up feeling under the weather. So it's not just under the weather. Ha! Vindicated. Text message to friends. Hey, I am feeling a little under the weather. Sorry for the late reply. I've been under the weather. If I got that text message, I was like, oh, he's been abducted and replaced by an idiot who's just missed out the word feeling. He's autocorrected feeling to been. Yeah. Everyday conversation, you look a bit under the weather. No, you look a bit like you're feeling under the weather. No, okay. Under the... He's still recovering and feeling a bit under the weather after his flight. There's a preface. Feeling required. No, the what? AI's gone off again. Well, I'm going to ignore that first sentence. Well, feeling under the weather is the most common phrasing. You can easily use other verbs instead. What does AI know? Anyway, moving swiftly on. I've forgotten what I'm doing now. Lesser of two evils. Lesser evil, lesser of two evils, evil twin. No. Evil, right, evil. Evil begets evil. I doubt it, but hey, at least you put in your thinking. Evil quiz. I was going for the lesser of two evils. Well done, two people. Zany McGinger and Stevie P. £14 isn't the word stone, but £14 is no. That's £14 is another word for stone. Oh, not another word, but a stone is £14. Feeling isn't. To just say under the weather when the word feeling was clearly represented there. Feeling isn't a synonym of. You know what I mean? If it was, I don't know, what is a synonym of feeling? A simile. if you'd used one of them, you might have got a technically correct out of me. To just delete the word feeling, which was one of the biggest parts of it. No. The game is say what you see, and feeling was a pretty big. Stephen, you can come again. Ask again. Compare it with you. I feel I feel like feeling is usually implied, if not. Most Americans vote under the category lesser of two. What do you mean crash outs? This was a perfectly reasonable discussion amongst friends about whether or not someone's an idiot. It's a clear. Where is it? Look at the size of the word feeling. If you didn't have, if that was just snow, fog, sun, whatever, and the word feeling wasn't there, you wouldn't get the thing. You'd just be like weather line, high weather, high winds. Feeling is completely required to get the clue. You can't not get it. No. Oh, have I just cocked up the game? Sorry, everybody. Oh no, cancel. Question 10. This is your wagering question. Everyone, go quick. Go. Final question. Not at all addition. Oh, this is last week's wagering hint. Ignore that. Say what you see. Now, remember the £14 thing being a stone? It might serve you well to remember that. You need more time. I've tried to give you more time. It's just restarted it. So sorry if that's done. I've still got your other answers. But you're right. I even forgot who actually put in the feelings thing. Assie McBlasty and Lisa the White Wolf both went with Under the Weather. If one of you loses by a point, I will feel very bad for a very small amount of time. So we've got FO1PUR. So that's the word for. And what's in for? In for a penny? In for. Oh, okay. Steak. Interesting. 4 pints, 4 pints, 1 gallon. No. Penny for your thoughts. No. Nay, Scooby. In for a penny, in for a pound. In for a penny, in for 16 ounces A pound. Penny for your thoughts. Pound and 4. Oh, so close. I was kidding about feeling I kind of want to type it again just because I know it's no head explosions. We were looking for in for a penny, in for a pound. In for a penny, in for a pound. 1p isn't a penny here either. What? What? So, what? Oh, because you have a cent as a penny. That's 1 cent. Well, yeah, that's a cent then. In for a cent. You can't be stealing our pennies and applying it to your cents. In for a penny, in for a pound. Let's see what that has done for the evening. In third place, Happy McMuffin. PvP. And your winner this evening. She's done it again. Oh, hang on. We have a card, a flag on the pitch. I wagered it all, but that could be because I dicked around with it. I will now have a quick look. I think that's possibly my fault. As you were the only one who got it right, and everyone else's bets are still there, I'm going to revise that. Stephen P is our new winner. I think that's because I stopped it to give it extra time and it didn't take your bets. But it did record you as getting the question correctly, so I know that it was definitely you that got it right. So, well done. Another win for Graham and his quizzing abilities. Not. Yeah, reset the wagers. I think that's what the problem is. Yeah, everyone else should be at 0. And, well, apart from Zenny, who should be in 13. And Stevie P is on 1102. He wins all the points. What can I say? Right. That was emotional. Let me just double check. Nobody uses that here. What, the penny thing? In for a penny, in for a pound? That can't be a UK saying. Back to AI. Yeah, in for a penny, in for a pound is a classic British idiom. Okay, maybe, sorry. I thought that was universal. Surely people know what that means. We have the saying, but 1p doesn't mean a penny here. It was fun, like the early answer smash quizzes before people started knowing what. I do like presenting a quiz that everybody's got no idea what they're doing to. So this will be the free, no money required version of a little boost for regular viewers that they get to understand how the quiz works and what's actually meant to happen. So you don't need to pay for the advantage of this one. You just have to turn up every now and again. We got there in the end, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me. It is now 11:15, 300 million degrees. still so hot. I am going to give you all a fond farewell and thank you for joining me on this very hot and steamy evening. For now, if you want to go back and watch any old videos, that would be hugely appreciated. If not, go and watch someone else's videos. Let's say that for once. What does it mean? I'm curious now. It means that if you're going to do something, you might as well do it. In for a penny, in for a pound. Like, so normally you would use it in something like, if you break something a little bit, yeah, you may as well completely smash it. In for a penny, in for a pound. It used to be about how good a job you would do about something, I think was the original. That if you put in at 1 penny's worth of effort, you may as well put in a whole pound's worth of effort. In fact, let's look it up and see what it does mean. In for a penny, in for a pound is a classic British idiom meaning once you start a project or make a small commitment, you should fully commit to it, seeing it through to the end, even if it ends up being more difficult or expensive than you originally planned. Yeah, basically, you give a tiny bit of effort, you may as well just go the whole hog to get it done. Go all the way. Right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me, and good night, because I is tired. Bye.